What's up guys, it's MJ back again, and today we're going to be answering a question that we get asked a lot, not only in person but also on YouTube and other social media sites. And that question is, why Leipzig? Out of all the wonderful cities in Germany, why did we choose to move here to Leipzig? And today we're going to give you the top 5 reasons that we chose to move to this amazing city. So the first reason I want to talk about is the size of the city. As a family of 6, we wanted to live in a good-sized city that wasn't too big and wasn't too small. And Leipzig was right there in the middle. If we lived in a smaller city or town, we feel like there'd be a lot of opportunities that we'd miss out on. And what do I mean by that? Well, we love having the option to do lots of different things. Arts, music, sports, culture, restaurants, all those kinds of things. And we feel like a smaller town or city just wouldn't have as much to offer as a larger city would. We also didn't want to live in a city that felt too big to feel like home for us. Some people actually love huge cities. Well, they have to, or else they wouldn't be huge. But for us, that's just not what we wanted for a place to live for our family. We wanted a place that had lots to offer, but that was also safe and easy to explore. A place where you can run into friends while walking around town. A place that we felt more comfortable letting our kids walk around the city by themselves. Within reason, of course. Recent data puts Leipzig as the 8th biggest city in Germany with just over 600,000 residents. It's also still a growing city as it recently moved up from 10th biggest to the 8th biggest in the last few years. While cities like Berlin, Munich, Frankfurt were all on our list, the size of Leipzig was one of the reasons that we chose to come here. Next up would be the cost of living. We wanted to find a place that we could afford to live, but also afford to enjoy the things that the city and the country had to offer. When comparing the cost of living across Germany's top 14 biggest cities, Leipzig was actually the cheapest of those cities to live in. When looking at direct comparisons, Leipzig is 16% cheaper than Berlin, 18% cheaper than Frankfurt, and 27% cheaper than Munich. By choosing a city that has a reasonable cost of living, we can live more comfortably and enjoy all that Germany has to offer. So the third reason we chose Leipzig was the green space. While we love what the city life has to offer, we also wanted to find a place that had a lot of great outdoor space to enjoy and relax in. Leipzig has some incredible parks, canals, lakes, beaches, forests that you can enjoy throughout the year. However, when I was researching this point, I was actually shocked to find out how low a percentage of Leipzig was green space compared to other cities in Germany. In fact, Leipzig is the worst in terms of percentage of the city dedicated to green space when looking at the top 10 largest cities in Germany, and it was second to last when you look at the square kilometers of green space in the city, comparing it to the other top 10 cities. That was really a shock to me, especially when you walk around the city and see how much green space there is. So all I have to say is, great job, Germany. You put a lot of green space in your cities. So while Leipzig might not be the most compared to other cities, it is certainly a lot of green space that we can enjoy with our family. Now, before I get to the last 2 reasons we chose to move here to Leipzig, I just want to say thank you so much for watching, and thank you so much for joining us on this journey. If you enjoy learning about our life in Germany as an American family, it would really help us out if you go ahead and hit that like button and subscribe to our channel. It makes a big difference to help us gain exposure to a bigger audience and help us make more videos. We appreciate it. Next up on the list is schools. With 4 children, finding great schools for our kids was really, really important. And what we really wanted was schools that could help our kids integrate into life here in Germany. There are many cities, including Leipzig, that have international schools where the curriculum is in English, but the kids get a great education. However, that's not what we wanted. We really wanted our kids to experience and integrate into life here in Germany, and the only way they can do that is by going to a German school. And Leipzig has a lot to offer in that department. There's a long list of schools across the different levels that offer the DATS classes. That's Deutsch als Zweitsprache, German as a second language. And that was really important for us, for them to be able to integrate well into German society here. While school registration was not necessarily a simple process for us, once we did get them registered and we did get them started in school, they have thrived. In fact, our youngest 2 children will be integrated into the Grundschule next year with no more need of German as a second language classes, and our older 2 girls, 1 year from now, will also be fully integrated into the school system. Not only are they doing great in the schools, but they're also excelling when it comes to their German language skills, so much so that they're correcting me in my German. So I need to catch up and I need to go to school. But we definitely have the DOTS program in the schools here to thank for that. So the availability of those schools and the DOTS program here in Leipzig was one of the big reasons that we chose to come here. And the next reason we chose to move to Leipzig above the other German cities that we were looking at is actually the age of the population. Now, Germany has kind of been known for an aging population in general. However, the average population in Leipzig is actually lower than many other cities in Germany at only 42. Now, I have to consider 42 young because I am. So it is a younger population than many other cities in Germany. And it's also a city that has a lot of young families in it. And as one of the few cities where the birth rate is actually higher than the rate of death, it's actually a young city that is getting increasingly younger as the years go on. According to the Nuremberg Institute for Market Decisions, Leipzig has a higher than average number of young households. And as we were doing research for different cities to live in Germany, we kept coming across statistics or stories that said Leipzig is one of the fastest growing cities for young families. And as a young family, that's where we wanted to be. So those are the top 5 reasons that we chose to move to Leipzig, Germany. Now we could go on and on about the culture and the history, the music, the arts, and the whole scene here, and that certainly impacted our decision, but those 5 reasons we just went over were the top reasons that we came here. We've loved discovering our new home city over this last almost 1 year now, and we are so excited to continue to learn new things every day. And soon we'll be making a video talking about things that we learned about Leipzig since moving here that we didn't know before, so stay tuned for that one. In the meantime, you can check out the top 5 reasons we chose to move to Germany here, or 5 small things that we love about living in Germany down here. Thanks again for watching, and don't forget to like this video and subscribe to our channel. We will see you next time.